Howdy Grana Wheat Mini Bong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Yolopark Transformers Rise of the Beasts AMK Series Optimus Prime model kit. As you can see, we've got a great images of Optimus Prime here on the front of the box, and on the back we've got some product shots and a look at how this model kit is going to go together. Special thanks to Yolopark for sending this figure to me for review, so now let's go get this guy assembled. Okay, here we go, opening up Optimus Prime. I've already done a little bit of the dirty work, like cutting the tape off of the side and removing the plastic straps that hold the top of the tray to the bottom of the tray. It does come with a nice set of instructions. I know it's a little washed out right now, but it steps you through the assembly. It's pretty simple to put together, just following these instructions. Also, the parts are laid out pretty much in order of how Optimus Prime goes together. As you can see here, it starts with the head at the top, the arms are on the proper side, the legs are on the proper side, along with all of the accessories that go on those limbs. You also have the back of the box, which you can refer to, that has an exploded view as well. So first up, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the head sculpt. You can see this is really fantastic. He looks just like he does as I've seen in the trailers of the movie. You got the details on his faceplate and all throughout the head. Even looks great from behind. And there are no options for the head. There's no other heads, there's no other faces or anything like that. So this is what you got, and honestly, this is all you need. Okay, for hands, Optimus Prime does come with a pair of closed fist punching hands that you can use. Those will probably be the ones I go with. He does also come with a pair of open hands, like grabby hands or jazz hands, however you want to use them. And for the right hand, he does come with a hand that's set to hold a gun with the trigger finger on the trigger. There is no gun in this kit, so it's a little unusual why they would have that, but hey, maybe you can print your own or something like that. And then he does also have the pointy hand, so he can tell the Autobots to roll out. Alright, so here's another look at all of the parts. I've removed them all from the packaging because it makes for a little bit better video than struggling to get them out. But again, you can see how he's basically, everything is in order where it's supposed to be, except, I got the head off to the side, but yeah, we know where that goes. So let's go ahead and change the angle and start getting him together. Okay, so you can follow the instructions or the image on the back of the box, or just your intuition for how Optimus Prime is supposed to look. The instructions do tell you to basically walk you through starting at the top, so that's what we're going to do. So we'll start by putting the head on. It does work a little bit easier putting these shoulder together before you assemble it, so you get this on the front of his shoulder. Then this part goes on the back. And his smokestack tabs onto the longer slot here. There's a couple of them there. It's the longer slot right at the end. And it does tab in nice and secure. Then you assemble the rest of the arm, and he's got an extra little armor plate there for the forearm, and you can snap on the fist. Once you get that done, just put it in the top of the chest. Pretty easy to do. And so here we go. We just do it on the other side. Watch out, it's slippery. Not really, that's just my hands. And we'll go and get that on. Forgot the smokestack. It doesn't really matter. It can go on last, but you know. There we go, and then finally the hand. That goes into his shoulder. This top torso goes on to here, and you can see there's the little hole in there. It goes for this peg. As you can see, while it's disassembled, it's got a nice little hinge here. You know, it can move forward, back to the side. So it gives you a nice little articulation there for the top of the body. Of course, it can be a little hard to get in if it for any time you've got something that moves. But yeah, so he's got a nice little range of articulation there. So we'll just kind of set him there as we work on the legs. So we've got a couple of armor pieces for his thigh. This one goes on the front. This one goes on the back. And this is the kneecap. And you know it's kind of lined up because there's a little notch right there in here with that it's going to just sit nice and flush in there. And so there is the kneecap, and then you can just put the foot on. And we'll just stand that there for a second while we work on the other leg, just getting these armor pieces on. And then the foot. And then it's just a matter of attaching them to the hips. This is a pretty solid joint, so you might need to give it a little twist as you push it in there. He does have some hip skirts that you can move out of the way. Those could kind of get in the way if you're having trouble getting it on there. Plus also this hip joint does also, it doesn't just twist at that joint, it also kind of rotates out to give a little bit more motion, so there's a little bit of more movement in there, so it can be a little difficult to get the legs on the hip, but it's doable. Just get it on there, give it a little twist, and there you go. We've got Optimus Prime here, all fully assembled. Let's just adjust the camera, maybe slide him back a little bit because he's a big boy. Looks great. Okay, it's time to talk about the articulation. You can do pretty much anything you might want. The head is not only on a ball joint, which allows him to rotate. He's also, the attachment point in there does also rotate around. I think that's also a ball joint too. So you can get quite a bit of movement on his head. The top of the body, as we saw earlier, is on like a universal joint, so he can do a little, I'm a little teapot bed. He's got a little bit of an ab flex. The waist rotates. The shoulders have a bit of a butterfly joint that you could do there. Plus they rotate 360. He's got a bicep swivel. Got a pretty nice deep elbow bend. And I like how it's got this little piece here, this little bar on his arm right by the elbow. It will move out of the way when you want to bend it. Otherwise it kind of makes it finishes the look. And then of course the hand is on the ball joint, so you can move that pretty much wherever you want to for that. And the arms do also go up out to the side, and the big shoulder piece will move out of the way to help along with those types of poses. The legs do rotate at the thigh. You can move them forward a little bit, but that's where that extra joint comes into play. That kind of swings down. That helps you get a little bit more of a front kick, and then you can get a little bit of back motion, but you might need to move the back hip skirt out of the way to get a little bit more of that. The knee, it's a pretty decent knee bend, a little bit more than 90 degrees. And the foot, does give you a little bit of an ankle rotation forward and back, and even the toe will give you a little bit of a bend. So quite a bit of articulation, quite a bit of posing that you can do with this guy. I'm not a great poser, and so his little piece just came off here, but it just tabs in. So watch out for that, but you could always glue that on to help it stay. But yeah, you can pose him however you want. I usually just kind of have my Optimus Prime, in a nice heroic, stoic pose, and that's pretty much where I go with my Optimus Prime. But you can do however you want to. So it's very, very articulate. A lot of options for you. And now for some comparisons. Here is the AMK Series Optimus Prime with the Studio Series Bumblebee movie version of Optimus Prime. So you can see how he compares with the mainline figure. And with the Masterpiece movie Bumblebee movie version of Optimus Prime. So all very good looking options for Optimus Prime. Honestly, I believe he actually comes in at the lowest price between all three of these. And of course, let's compare him with his line mates. We've got the AMK Series Bumblebee and the AMK Series Optimus Primal. That's a great looking set. Once again, I want to thank Yolopark for sending me this figure for review. This AMK Series Optimus Prime from Transformers Rise of the Beast. It's amazing. It's a great representation of Optimus Prime. It's very articulated, a great paint job, fun to build. Probably the only thing I wish was maybe he came with his gun. He even came with the trigger hand, so it kind of makes that lack of a gun even that more glaring. But otherwise, I think it's a fantastic pickup. And it's going to look great on my shelf. If you want to get one of your own, you can get yours at the Yolopark website. The link is in the description. You can use my code EngineerHoist to get you 5% off of your purchase. And that's going to do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.